Ready to go.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to work on making the perfect bend with a pipe bender. Now I'm using a little Harbor Freight 12-ton pipe bender, and it works pretty good. And I hear a lot of people complain about it, but they're not complaining about the tool. What they're saying is they don't know what they're doing. It's pretty easy to do if you know how. Now I'm going to use 1/2-inch Schedule 40 pipe because that's one of the hardest ones to bend without kinking it up. And if you can bend that, you can bend just about anything. So if you've had bends like this, and you're trying to get bends like this is a video for you. So let's get started. Okay, our victims today are going to be these two little pieces of pipe. And I cut them both off the same roll. And the first thing we're going to do is mark them every 6 inches. We're going to mark both pipes in the same place. And the reason you're doing that a little bit short on this one. There we go. Okay, we come just short of 2 feet long, so we know that's our short side. So now that we've marked it, when you're working on this later, you can look at your marks and measure and see exactly where the bend happened and how much pipe you used up with it happening. Because it's not quite as easy to measure once the pipe's all bent up. So we're going to take the first one and take it over to the pipe bender. Okay, we've lined up dead center on this pipe, and I just got it started just a little bit. Now let's go ahead and bend it and see what happens. Well, pipe benders can be a pretty good workout. We're going to take it to a full 90. And if you look, you can see it's just starting to show a little bit of curve on the outside of the pipe. And as we keep going, we're probably at about 60 degrees so far. And it doesn't feel like it's trying as hard as it needs to. And I'm just guessing at a 90-degree bend here, because the actual bend isn't so important. Okay, let's pull it off and see what we've got. And it bent nicely. It did bend nicely, but it's got an obvious kink in it. It's not a good looking bend at all. We want more body and more pipe shape all the way around. So let's see how to get rid of that. Okay, we're going to take our little metal pipe and we're going to duct tape one end. This is our starting point. And we'll put a piece around it just for safekeeping. Or another piece over the top. And now we're going to fill it up. Now you only want to fill it up a little at a time and mash it down a lot. So put that much in. Whoop. Okay. We went too far with that one. You want to be able to make most of the length of the screwdriver on this one. Okay, let's put a little bit more sand in. Remember, it doesn't take much to fill up the pipe. Okay. No, we're pretty close to the top there. Let's mash it down. Technically, what we're doing is tamping it down. Let's do this to make sure it's settled. As far in as it'll go. Now let's fill her up the rest of the way to the top. Looks like I had enough just from the... We want to make sure she's entirely full all the way to the top. And she is. So now let's tape up this end. The first time I tried this, I thought to myself, there is no way this could possibly make any difference. But the idea is the compression of the sand helps the pipe hold its shape. So now let's take her over and see how she bends. Okay, I'm going to put you right there so that you get a bird's eye view of what's going on. We'll throw our sanded pipe in. Let's lock her down. And pump her up. I can't see what's going on from here, so I'll just keep stroking. Actually feels real good so far. And we'll lay this pipe here so we can watch it and make sure we get the same bend. That looks about right. And there is no spring back in this pipe at all, so we don't have to overbend it. And as you can see, our bend went from a pretty ugly little bend to a reasonable bend. Just that easy. The only difference between these two is one was filled up with sand. Now, I spent a few days trying different types of sand and different ways to bend it, and I found this works the best every single time, and it's pretty predictable. The harder you pack the sand in, the better your bend is. Now, we packed this one really quick, and we still got a pretty nice looking little bend out of it. And the 1/2-inch Schedule 40 has just been the most difficult pipe for me to work with. So I hope this was helpful. And for all you new people out there, go ahead and subscribe. It's free, and if you made it this far, you might as well. Thanks for watching.